homemade. Man, oh man. So here we are, April 5th, 2020, and I am wearing my shirt on my face. Yeah, that's right, I have no masks. There's no way to get one, at least not here in Toronto, Ontario. Can't believe the world we live in nowadays. But I'll tell you what, I have a drone and I'm happy. I don't have to just drive or go on non-ending walks for no reason. I can actually go and fly my drone. I hope you guys have a drone while you're watching this. Please don't hate on me. I can't really take myself seriously with this thing on right now, so welcome to my video, guys. Today I will be showing you how to take a day to night video, which is a pretty cool feature that the DJI Mavic 2 Pro has. If you guys haven't seen my previous video on how to shoot a hyperlapse, I encourage you guys to go watch that first, as I cover step by step from pre-production to post-production on how to capture and share a successful hyperlapse. In this tutorial, I'll only be covering how to get a day to night video. I won't go too deep into the editing, but I will show you guys how to seamlessly stitch together the day to the night portion. Okay, so we've arrived to our location. This is where we're going to set up our waypoints, waypoint A and our waypoint B. What this essentially does, the drone will remember where it is in the world from point A to point B. So it's gonna register a flight path. Once we register the flight path, we save it, we can then come back again at night and make the drone fly in the exact same flight path. Okay guys, before we set up and go, we need to make sure that we have the right ND filters. I already covered what specific neutral density filter you will need depending on your environment, so go check that out in the video above. Okay, so let's go in Drone Pilot. As we can see, we are right at the edge of one of the major controlled fly zones. I wanted to get as close to the city as possible to get the nicest view, and as we can see, I just made it right next to the Class C controlled airspace. If I wanted to go any closer than my current position, I would have to call Nav Canada and stay on the line with the aerodomes, which is something I do not want to do today. Alright guys, before we go into the waypoint settings, let's make sure to focus. You do not want to forget to focus. Then go into waypoints, and let's set up our first waypoint, and then the second waypoint. Now click on the star icon and set your point of reference, which in this case we want to be the Toronto skyline. Now tap again on the point of reference and click on link waypoints and check select all and tap on OK. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Let's make sure to save these changes so we can later on come back at night and load this mission for the waypoints to appear again, and the drone will do all the work autonomously. Once we think we're ready, let's just check the settings here. We're going at 14.4 kilometers per hour, which is roughly 1 minute between the two waypoints, which will look cinematic as we are shooting in 4K at 30 frames per second, so the drone will not be going too fast, therefore it will not appear choppy. What a beautiful day today. So we can see our drone traveling towards the first waypoint. And guys, don't make the same mistake I made. Make sure to focus. I got lucky this time and it was still focused, but make sure to always focus before you start recording. And also don't forget to record. Now as we can see, our drone is following the flight path that we made. As soon as the drone arrives to the last waypoint, it will stop and it's going to return home automatically. This is not a feature I personally like, so I always make sure to land it manually. So that was easy. So that was the first part. Now we will go home and just dump the footage to save some space for the SD card for when we come back to this location and shoot at night. Alright guys, 6 hours in, sun's about to go down. Let's take the second portion of the video. We're back at our spot right now, just waiting for the sun to go down a little bit more, just to give it that seamless transition feel. Just before we get started here guys, I can't stress this enough. You have to keep visual line of sight. It doesn't matter if you think there's no obstacles in the way. It doesn't matter if you trust your drone flying autonomously. You have to keep line of sight. It's the law also, and you know, you can't really go wrong by keeping line of sight. Maybe you'll freeze your fingers off in the winter, but it's worth it. Alright guys, with that being said, let's get the second part of the video. Alright, let's load into the app here. So it's pretty dark right now, so I will put my f-stop around 5.6 and my shutter speed at 60, which is double my frame rate. And now let's just go as far away as possible from any obstacles before we load up our waypoints. Alright, so we are almost in place. Let's focus here and then go back into remote control, waypoints, and immediately it asks you if you want to recover your tasks, and I'm going to press OK, but just to make sure I will go in Task Manager and load the most recent task. As we can see, it all loads up nicely. And we will do the exact same thing we did before. Just check your settings here. Cruising is 14.4 kilometers per hour, just like last time. Start, and your drone is going to travel towards the first waypoint. So make sure to record as soon as it arrives to the first position, and just let the drone do its thing. What a sunset. Okay, so it has arrived to the last waypoint, and now it will want to return home automatically, but I'm going to cancel that because I don't like doing that. Wow, look at that sunset. Let's get a quick picture. And let's go back home. So now let's take this back to the editing room. Okay guys, now we're back and let's get to work. So let's call this day to night video and add it to here. Apple automatically recommends this playback engine, but this one's faster, so I usually go with this. Okay, so let's import these two. And here we go. So now all we have to do is find the right time to cut these pieces together. So let's say it starts becoming dark right about here. Now we want to put this above this. Click on this and go in Effect Controls, opacity, make this a bit lower. We're getting closer. That's almost identical. So what we can do is zoom in a good bit. Just keep this as a reference. Go back here and decrease the opacity again. Now we can grab the layer underneath. Thankfully, this is why I work with 4K, so we can make the image almost perfect, and voila. There we go. Now go back to fit, and the transition will be almost seamless. Now, as you can notice, there's a border on this side. So let's go here and increase this by maybe 2, so 102. We're close. Let's do 104. 104. There we go. So let's do the exact same thing with this layer. 104. And put it back to the normal opacity. And now it's perfectly seamless. So let's watch that one more time. It looks alright. Yeah, that works. Now you can do whatever you want to this, obviously. You can make it fade, or you can just make it jump cut the way it is right now. Let's see, for example, here we could maybe put this layer underneath and this on top, and make this a little bit longer, and then go to the first frame of the nighttime layer, and let's give it 0 opacity up until the moment where the layer underneath ends. And at this point we can give it full opacity. Let's see how that looks. It's not too bad. I think it would look better if it was even longer. Go here, make the keyframe longer. And there you have it. Hope you guys enjoy this content. Please feel free to like and comment and subscribe. It helps me out, and you know, it lets me know if you guys are interested in this content. And have a wonderful day, guys.